Okay, I hope this is acceptable. I figured it would be easier just to do a quick walkthrough. Um, so for flooring, I would follow pretty much the same outline you've got here with laminate or with solid surface. I would have this entryway in the hallway be solid surface, the bathroom to the left, solid surface, and probably a similar angle to this. I would leave carpet over here, but I would also probably somewhere near the corner of this cabinet have another section out here of solid surface flooring, because this is where the dining table is going to go. And for several reasons, it's better to have solid surface there. I don't think you need this entire space, but maybe from the wall out 8 feet, something like that. And this stretch right here is probably 10 or 11 feet. So, I would probably put some solid surface there, and then leave some, if you're renting, I would put some rental grade carpet over here. If you're going to sell, I would put something probably more mid-grade. If you are going to sell, I'm going to make a couple other suggestions for upgrades that would, I think, get you top dollar. I would probably have the tile on this fireplace redone, either with a more modern tile or with some stone, something to complement your kitchen. You've already got all the kitchen covered, with the exception of maybe some new appliances. So I'll leave that as is. The deck, I sent you some photos and some comments, but I think the deck's generally in pretty good shape. I mean, it feels solid. There's a couple boards here that are just an anomaly, that are rotted out, and it's probably just the nature of whatever part of the tree those boards came from. So there's one right here that is obviously bad, and it's probably a 12-foot board. And then you've got another one over here that has some rot in the middle right here that I think is a 16. Those two boards I would probably replace, and then I would just power wash this and restain it. The fence over here, this far end is attached to the house and it's solid. You've got a post here and it's solid. But down here, this last one is completely rotted out. So that one needs to be replaced. And once that's replaced, your gate will operate properly here, because that's what's supporting the hinged part of the gate. So anyhow, I would replace that board. Your second level deck, I sent you some photos, but I think I see what you're talking about. There's some cracks there, but I walked up there, and I'll do it again here in the video, and it feels really solid. I don't think there's an issue. I would probably power wash those boards, let them dry, and then have them repainted. The handrail needs a little bit of reinforcing up there, and we'll look at that when we get up there as well. So backyard, I think, is generally fine. Get the door locked. There we go. Heading back down to this bathroom down here, all of the cabinets here are pretty dated. So if you're renting, I would just paint these cabinets, and maybe put a solid surface top on here. If you're gonna sell, I would probably put a new vanity in here. I think that's a 30-inch vanity, but that's what I would do. I would have this painted gray or white, and then get like an aftermarket solid surface top and throw it on there for a rental. Upstairs, sounds like you got the painting covered and all that up here, so I'm not gonna comment on that stuff. I would say the same thing for both of these bathrooms up here. Even though this is newer, pretty nice flooring, I'm guessing that you're just gonna have this redone too. If you're selling, I would probably do subway tile for a new surround around this bathtub. If you're just gonna rent it, I would have a fiberglass panel installed. This Formica is pretty dated and looks really simple. And then same thing with this vanity here, although I think this one's a little smaller. That might be a 24-inch. And then the other, we'll go look at this deck out here. Same thing, obviously needs to be restained and power washed. And then same thing, the handrail needs to be stained and power washed. There's definitely a little bit more wiggling over on this side. I think that some new fasteners would probably help that quite a bit. But I jumped around up here and it feels really, really stable. I mean, it's not moving at all. Again, I'm not a structural engineer, but it feels very solid. And I think your handrail with some fasteners, it would probably be fine. If you wanted to rebuild it, it would be even better. But I think it's fine. I would put some. If it were my place, I would put some new fasteners in here. I would stain it and call it a day. Finally, this bathroom, I don't have any additional comments. But again, the flooring in this bathroom is newer and modern. I would, if I'm renting it, I'm going to paint this vanity and probably put a new top on it. If you're going to sell it, I would probably replace it with a more modern vanity. But everything else in here, I think, is pretty much fine once you get it painted. Maybe you've got a brass light fixture here. I might replace that with a brushed steel one or something. As for flooring, I would do the same thing up here. All the solid surface areas I would leave as laminate, put your new laminate in. And then if you're renting, I would replace it with rental grade carpet personally. If you're selling, I would put something mid-grade in up here. And I can't imagine that carpet between the mid-grade and the rental grade is going to cost you more than another $1,000 or $1,500. But that's personally what I would do. There's some other little things that you could look at, like I don't think it's a deal breaker either way, but you've got a few really basic light fixtures. You might put something newer and more modern in, and none of them really match. Like this one is an aged bronze. This one in here is brass. This one is that same aged bronze. And then this fan in here is a different style, but it's aged bronze as well. So you've got some bronze, some aged bronze. I think that there's some stainless steel downstairs. So matching all of that lighting would be, I think, a bonus, but not necessarily a deal breaker for either scenario. So I hope that's helpful. That's my 2 cents anyway, at least walking through.